Let that be a lesson to you, Scott.
Yeah.
Okay? You better answer her when she asks you a question.
I got to get my padding. Yeah. I believe we are going to come back to those other clips in a moment, but first, we are going to go back to the beginning of somebody who was born and raised in West Philadelphia, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah!
Let's talk about, Will, the fact that before acting was even a figment of your imagination, it was music, right? I mean, it's not a coincidence that, I mean, the name The Fresh Prince preceded The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes.
Can you talk about, I mean, at a very early age, you were well on your way in that industry to the point where people may or may not know or remember, you were the winner of the first Grammy ever given to a rap artist.
That's true, yeah. Yeah! You didn't know that? Yeah.
So how did that take us, tell us how that got started.
Oh, wow! you used to rap? No, it was the first year, it was just a great coincidence. It was the first year that they actually had a rap category. So 19,
More remarkable.
yeah, so 19,
More remarkable.
you like that? You see what I'm saying? You know it. Here's the thing, give me 1 second, Scott.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. I started into music. I started rapping when I was about 12 years old. And it was just one of those things. You never know, with that kind of thing, like when I became a rapper, but Rapper's Delight came out in somebody real old. The Rapper's Delight came out, yeah. No, it was I was at 1978 or something like that. I think Rapper's Delight came out. 79? Sorry. Sorry. He's a 79.
Damn it.
Yeah. He counts backwards from his AARP. He just counts. I'm playing. No, it was. I'm in a silly mood tonight. I'm sorry, how's you do?
Great.
I'm just very happy. I'm very happy.
Good.
Yeah. But no, I started rapping when I was about 12 years old, and it was just immediate. I just loved it. I loved words. I loved being up in front of people. Yeah, it was when you just find your thing. And, I hear people talk about, trying to search for their thing. I never had that. From the first time I heard Rapper's Delight, I knew I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I started writing my raps. And in 1986, I released my first record. It was called Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble. I mean, that's the case when you're 16, 17 years old. It's like, but I wrote this record, and it got on the radio in Philly and a little bit in New Jersey and Delaware. And a record company picked us up, and in 1988, we recorded our second album. Was He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper.
Yep.
And and it had. Now people are scared to clap because they think I'm gonna say something about it. But then, Parents Just Don't Understand.
Yes.
That was the first rap record that ever received a Grammy Award. But at the heart of both of those records was storytelling, and the videos were the early predecessor to my love for acting.
Yes.
It was always theatrical. There was always a scene to perform and everything. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I was honing my love and craft of acting.
And I guess really it was purely on the basis of your music video kind of charisma that you get a call from Quincy Jones and Benny Medina?
Yes. So it's Benny Medina is the real life Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So it was based on a real story. He went from Watts to Beverly Hills. And he had pitched this show idea to Quincy Jones, and he thought that I could perform in it. So he made the meeting happen, and Quincy changed it from Watts to Beverly Hills. And I remember I was at Quincy's house, and it was his birthday, and he wanted to meet me for the show, and he had been drinking. And I figured, it was his house, and it was his birthday, so he could be drunk if he wanted. But he said, yeah, Benny tell you about the show? And I was like, yeah. He said, yeah, Benny, he was talking about he wanted to be Beverly Hills. He said, man, fuck Beverly Hills. He said, this is Bel Air. His house was in Bel Air. Yes. He said, Bel Air make Beverly Hills look like public housing. So okay, Quincy. So he changed it to Bel Air.
And how many seasons was Fresh Prince for you?
6 years.
6 years. And you've said, people have grown up with that show and multiple generations. That's the beauty of reruns and all of that. But what I want to ask you is, you've said you went in there, 0 acting experience, but that was acting school because of who you were around on that show, right?
Yeah, it was. Y'all okay? You okay? Security. No, is she okay? She ain't saying. And he poured a drink on you?
Apparently we're being too loud, but we love you, Will. We love you.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Quincy's over there too.
Yeah, there's
doing refills.
There's a competition for a wet t-shirt contest.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So, thank you for coming, and back.
That's why. No, that's why it's really it's important to have white audiences, because that would have gone very differently in either place that we grew up. So I want to commend the white people for how y'all handled that. You want to act out the scene how it would have been if somebody poured a drink on you? Okay. Ooh, sorry, Scott.
No,
sorry, Scott.
All good. All
right.
So let's talk about who is.
You're not going to make it back from there, Scott. So you can try.
I do want to know what happened.
Yeah. All right. No, I'm sorry. So what were we talking about? Sorry.
Well, here's where I want to go. We pulled out some names from Ingenue's past.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Tell us who James Lassiter is.
Oh, James Lassiter. Yes. James J.L. Lassiter is currently my manager. We went to high school together. And we graduated from Overbrook High School together. He went away for 4 years after we graduated. He got his law degree, and he came back, and he managed Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and has been by my side all the way through every aspect of my career.
Now, the reason I bring them up is that jumping from the small screen to the big screen and superstardom is not an easy thing, or a lot more people would do it. Yeah. You and James, I know, had some conversations. You guys really were strategic, and it's fascinating to me. And I think, like, even if you are somebody who has no interest in the entertainment business, just in terms of being smart and strategic about planning a career, can you talk about how you guys really, like, what do they say? Like, basically, you put something on a vision board and then you make it happen.
Yeah, JL is a really thorough thinker. I am a big, giant dreamer, right? I dream, insane pictures, and then JL just puts his hand in his head and he says, give me a couple weeks, and he goes away. And our relationship really is he figures out the actual practicality of the thing that, I've screamed out. And I said to him when I was about 21 years old that I wanted to be the biggest movie star in the world. And
how about that?
Yeah. And he said, okay. And he said, let me figure that out. And he went away and he got the top 10 movies of all times. He said, okay, if you want to be the biggest movie star in the world, you have to make the biggest movies in the world. So we watched all of the top 10 movies of all time to see if we could find a pattern. And the first thing that we saw at the time is 10 out of 10 were special effects movies. And 9 out of 10 were special effects movies with creatures. And 8 out of 10 were special effects movies with creatures with a love story. So when we chose Independence Day, it was a really, So it was Independence Day and Men in Black back to back. And it was perfect for me because I always loved science fiction. Yep. And, at the time, Eddie Murphy was my idol. I just loved Eddie. And Star Wars was my favorite movie. So I told JL, I want to be Eddie Murphy in Star Wars. So for the early part of my career, that's what we were looking for, figuring out how I could be Eddie Murphy in Star Wars.
Well, let's talk about, because first of all, I guess the thing that made a lot of the industry realize that you weren't just kind of somebody who played yourself on Fresh Prince, but you had chops, was 6 Degrees of Separation, right?
Yes, yeah.
But then the plan that you're talking about, listen to this, folks, just as a reminder. Bad Boys, 1995. Independence Day, 1996. Men in Black, 1997. Enemy of the State, 1998. Men in Black 2, 2002. Bad Boys 2, 2003. I, Robot, 2004. Hitch, 2005. I Am Legend, 2007. Hancock, 2008. Men in Black 3, 2012. Now, you are...
That's it. Good night. Thank you.
Now, why do I mention those titles? Only actor to have 8 consecutive films open atop the domestic box office. 8 consecutive films gross over $100 million domestically. 11 consecutive films gross over $150 million internationally. That's crazy. Even your flops, quote unquote, made $250 million.
Yeah, no, I was on a little bit of a run there, Scott.
I think so.
Yeah. No, it was one of those times you can't plan that. That's the universe just at work. I would say I was ready. My motto at that time was stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And I stayed in peak condition. I had, people around me who loved me and who were ready to work and who believed in the dream. I didn't drink no drugs. I didn't party on the weekends. Like my life, I looked at my career as I was an athlete. And I was a prime athlete, and I wanted to stay in prime condition, and I wanted to play with the best in the world, and I wanted to show up sharp, and things just fell into line beautifully.
It is just amazing, though, to plan
professionally. Professionally, When you're doing that, you ruin your home life, But it was I had to catch up and get that back together. But during that time, there was no work-life balance whatsoever during that time.
And I mean, you've also not that the book needs help with sales, but you've just written a memoir, a great memoir about all of this. But what we're going to do now is take a look at Will's performances in 6 Degrees of Separation, Independence Day, and Men in Black, and then we are coming back to The Help and Ray, the clips that we did not show earlier.
Okay.